Now on Good Morning Northwest, a sister is demanding answers after her brother was shot and killed in his car. She says the Spokane court system failed to keep a dangerous man behind bars. Her powerful message to the judge.
And we got a warming trend for us today. Just don't get too comfortable. Tracking the next storm system in my forecast.
Plus, Gonzaga Prep says an alley next to its campus poses a big threat to student safety. The school's desperate plea to shut it down. It's just ahead. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Tuesday, October 21st. Robin has the morning off. Let's kick things off today with meteorologist Matt Gray and a look at that first alert forecast. Taking a live look outside.
Yeah, live look outside is still more than an hour until the sun comes up. 38 degrees, so likely going to end up somewhere in the mid-30s like we were yesterday morning for our lows later on this morning. But this is the situation here right now. Clear skies, just a little bit of high cirrus clouds over us. Currently in Spokane, we're at 36 in Coeur d'Alene, so it could be a little bit frosty around some parts as you head further north up to the Rathdrum Prairie. A little bit warmer in Bonners Ferry at 45 this morning. We're at 34 in Colville. We're in the 40s in Pullman as it's been a little mild here for the kind of late night and very, very early hours of the morning. Areas in the red on this satellite picture showing some high clouds moving over eastern Washington, trying to push their way into North Idaho. Areas of the blue showing low clouds and or fog. The way how fast they've been moving on the satellite picture kind of gives me the idea that most of what we're seeing here is just a little bit of low cloud cover, but we are seeing some fog along the Pend Oreille River in the Newport and Cusick area, just as we have for many mornings here now that we've cooled off a little bit overall in our weather. For today in the afternoon, lots of sunshine. Should be a really nice looking day. We'll see some 60s today and a lot of 60s for our highs for Wednesday. Then going into Thursday and Friday, clouds start to roll back in as our next storm system arrives just in time for the weekend. We'll take a closer look coming up.
Matt, thanks. Well, a woman says her brother would still be alive today if not for the failures of the Spokane court system. Court documents say 32-year-old Andre Moore stalked Derek Schaefer and planned to ambush him. Yesterday, Moore was in court facing charges for Schaefer's murder when Schaefer's sister made her statement. Court documents say Andre Moore and Derek Schaefer knew each other and had an argument earlier that night before Schaefer was killed. Prosecutors brought up Moore's long criminal history in court, including being convicted of burglary and organized retail theft. He also had 25 misdemeanors. Schaefer's sister spoke for the prosecution, telling the judge that Moore should not have been on the streets since he was already awaiting trial on a previous gun charge.
Just feel really let down by the courts right now because of the gun charge that he was OR'd twice on 19 days before he killed my brother.
Investigators say Moore is a known downtown criminal. He's being held on $1 million bond and will be back in court this Thursday. Well, Gonzaga Prep calls an alley next to its campus its biggest safety threat to students. The school is demanding that the city close the pathway that runs along the west side of campus between Euclid and Cleveland. The area contains graffiti, drug foils, empty liquor bottles, broken glass, and human waste. It's just yards from where hundreds of teenagers walk to school daily. City staff formally introduced the vacation request at a public meeting yesterday.
Gonzaga Prep has experienced a lot of criminal activity in that alley, so they would actually like to vacate it.
Spokane police are supporting this closure, telling the school that it's likely the only solution. Officers cannot remove trespassers from the alley because it's still public property. If the city vacates the street and makes it private, police then could enforce trespassing laws. The proposal is now moving through the city channels where staff and neighbors will decide who will pay the closure costs and utility relocation expenses. We got continuing coverage this morning on a crime scene we told you about Friday in the Logan neighborhood near Gonzaga. Spokane police now say a man was shot and killed that evening. According to SPD, they found a man with a gunshot wound around 7 at night. He was taken to a local hospital, but he died from his injuries. Police say the people involved knew each other, and this was not a random act of violence. However, police have not identified or arrested any suspects in connection with the shooting. If you have any information, call Crime Check. That number here is 509-456-2233.
We are following breaking news. Vice President J.D. Vance has touched down in Israel. You can see he's getting off Air Force Two. He's set to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other leaders as the U.S. tries to keep the ceasefire deal from falling apart. Vance plans to stay until Thursday, and he'll be holding a press conference while he's there. Meeting with families of hostages, Israel says it identified the body of one hostage who was released overnight and accuses Hamas of breaking the deal already. Just days ago, President Trump warned if Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we'll have no choice but to go in and kill them. He later clarified he didn't mean U.S. troops would take part. Vice President J.D. Vance is set to speak within the next few hours. For updates on how the U.S. plans to help save the ceasefire deal, tune in to Good Morning America. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks. Well, 2 weeks from today, Spokane voters are going to be asked to vote on a $240 million levy to support and renovate our local parks. We're going in depth about this part of the Together Spokane initiative this week, and we're asking what you want to know as you make your decision. All you got to do is head to the 4 News Now Facebook page to ask your questions about this parks levy. There's a post that's up right now. You can leave your comment right underneath, or send us an email with your questions at news4@kxly.com, and we'll be bringing you answers all week long. Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:06. Meteorologist Matt Gray back and taking a look at traffic at roads this morning.
Yeah,
How are you looking?
Yeah, looking pretty good. Not seeing much of any fog out there this morning, so I
Good.
was a little worried about that. Looks like things are going to be okay for the commute here at Fairchild and across our region. Might have to turn the defroster on just a little bit this morning now that we're seeing a lot more areas dropping into the 30s. Talk about a warming trend in your forecast and how long it'll last coming up.
And so to come here on Good Morning Northwest, Mariners fans were waking up a little disappointed today. Their run for the World Series fell short last night with the Game 7 loss to the Blue Jays. We're taking a look at last night's game. It's coming up here a little later in Morning Sports. And the final deliveries from our Hope for Kids hygiene drive are complete. How basic items like shampoo and toothpaste are boosting student success all across the inland Northwest. That's next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Celebrating 80 years in business with discounts for the decades. Up to 80% off store-wide and new furniture collections. The Tin Roof, locally owned, locally loved since 1945.
After a car wreck, Big Insurance moves fast to protect themselves, not you. That's why it's critical to call us as soon as possible.
With Craig Swap & Associates, we make sure the process is fair for you.
I knew I really needed help after my accident, so I called Craig Swap & Associates. They not only fought for me, but treated me fairly every step of the way.
The sooner you call us, the faster we can make things right. One call, that's all.
Call the 9s, 509-999-9999.
Touchdown on savings at George Key Kia Spokane. We're clearing out all new 2025 Kias at huge discounts to make room for the new 2026 Kias on the way. Shop over 350 new Kias and score big. Locally owned, family operated, always exceeding your expectations with unbeatable deals and exceptional customer service. Don't miss this chance to save. Visit George Key Kia Spokane off I-90 and Liberty Lake, or shop anytime at SpokaneKia.com.
This season, fall into Coeur d'Alene. Fall is a great time to visit Coeur d'Alene. With awesome weather, fall color cruises, exciting events, a variety of food, beer, and wine selections, and amazing accommodations. It's the perfect time to stay and play in CDA. Visit cdafall.com for more information.
It's time for 4 News Now, Coats for Kids.
Drop off new or gently used coats at any of our sponsored locations. We'll bring them to Alsco for professional cleaning, then get them out to local children in need. Donate Coats for Kids through October 31st.
Your locally owned Papa Murphy's is proud to be part of Coats for Kids this year.
Now through the end of October, bring in a coat donation to any Eastern Washington or North Idaho Papa Murphy's location.
And receive a $4 off coupon good for any large or family-sized pizza.
Celebrating 80 years in business with discounts for the decades. Up to 80% off store-wide and new furniture collections. The Tin Roof, locally owned, locally loved since 1945.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:10, and here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. President Trump has the go-ahead from a federal court to send National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon. State leaders have voiced strong objections to this plan, which was initially blocked from going ahead by a lower court. President Donald Trump has cited protests outside of Portland's Immigrations and Customs Enforcement facility to justify sending in troops. This ruling comes after Trump on Sunday threatened to send the National Guard to San Francisco as his administration continues an effort to crack down on a growing list of cities it claims is plagued by crime. Japan has elected its first female prime minister. Staunch conservative Sanae Takaichi was voted in today by the country's parliament. It marks a historic shift in the traditionally patriarchal country. Her views have unsettled some centrist party members, including her opposition to same-sex marriage and a movement to allow married couples to use separate surnames.
Time to plan your day, and not a ton of fog out there, but there's still going to be a chance here for the next couple of hours. We could see some develop in some lower valleys, so it'll be a little misty at times this morning. Mild conditions, good chance for many of us to get close to 60 degrees. If you don't hit it, well, there's tomorrow. And then clear, cool conditions for this evening.
The last of the donations collected through our Hope for Kids hygiene drive have now been delivered. This drive, organized by us here at 4 News Now, Numerica Credit Union, and Project Beauty Share. We've collected $500,000 worth of deodorant, shampoo, toothpaste, and other basic items. The products will now help thousands of students who lack access to these hygiene necessities.
Schools don't have funding to purchase shampoo and conditioner. It's one of those extra things that we have on hand, but it's super important because being clean and coming to school looking great really helps boost that self-esteem for students.
Spokane Public Schools received their donations yesterday. The hygiene drive sent products to 9 different school districts from Medical Lake all the way to Coeur d'Alene, and thank you so much for everyone who donated. Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:12. The government shutdown is now entering its 4th week, but work continues on the biggest White House renovation in 70 years. Where things stand this morning and what is no longer standing, we'll tell you after the break. And a big welcome to your Tuesday morning. We're taking a live look at downtown this morning. You can see the calmness of the reflection on our river there. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. We'll see you after the break.
4 News Now anchor team, not just in the newsroom, but in the community. We're doing the work, listening to you, asking questions, and getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe. It's what we mean when we say, expect more on 4 News Now.
Welcome Broadway's Rock of Ages, the driving music force that rocked Broadway and millions of fans in the groundbreaking show Rock of Ages live in concert at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, November 20th. Get your tickets now.
Winning is just the beginning.
Very dry, tight, sensitive skin? Relieve it in 60 seconds with Aveeno Skin Relief. With soothing triple oat complex, clinically proven to restore skin's moisture barrier for 72-hour hydration. Aveeno.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Andy's Heating Cooling guarantees to keep your home safe and cool. Your home and office comfort is Andy's priority. Stay cool this summer with a new air conditioning system from Carrier.
My air conditioner was not working. All I needed was a replacement sequencer. I called another company and they wanted to replace the unit for over $10,000. I was so glad I listened to my neighbor who recommended I get a second opinion from Andy's.
Turn to the experts. Andy's Heating Cooling since 1972, thanks to you.
I was 44, working part-time. It was my first mammogram, and they found a few cancerous places in my left breast. I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel sick. I didn't have a lump in my breast. There was nothing. I wasn't afraid I was going to die. My first fear was, how am I going to tell my daughter? As a result of early detection, I didn't have to do chemotherapy. I just did surgery and radiation. Was able to maintain a good quality of life, and now it's a distant memory.
In football, to have a good offense, you need to know how to read the defense.
The same is true dealing with the insurance company after a car wreck.
They'll use every trick in their playbook to pay you as little as possible.
But we know their playbook.
Like when they stack the box.
These are huge insurance companies.
And they'll do anything to keep you from winning.
Like stacking the box with attorneys to fight your claim.
That's when you call an audible and call us.
We're attorneys Russell and Hill.
We know the insurance game.
And we know how to win.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. I want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you want to do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now is brought to you by Cal Cars in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:16. Well, this morning construction continues on President Trump's new $250 million ballroom at the White House. A government website shows an inspection is scheduled today as the federal shutdown stretches into its 4th week. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in D.C. with more.
This morning, as the government shutdown enters its 4th week, demolition crews are still hard at work tearing down parts of the White House East Wing to make way for President Trump's new $250 million ballroom. It comes despite Trump's earlier pledge that the project would not interfere with the existing landmark.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building.
The redesign has moved forward despite lacking approval from the federal agency that oversees such projects. The president says the new ballroom will be larger than the White House residence itself. Trump also says it will be paid for with private donations, which is why construction is continued while the rest of the federal government remains closed. Senate Republicans are headed to the White House today amid the shutdown stalemate, still refusing to negotiate on any Democratic demands.
So we're hoping the Democrats become much less deranged and that we will get the vote pretty soon. And I hear they're starting to feel that way, too.
Democrats remain confident in their strategy, pointing to the looming open enrollment period and fixing health care as a top issue.
Tens of millions of people across the country will realize that their health insurance premiums, copays, and deductibles have skyrocketed beyond what's affordable because of Republican inaction.
No word yet on when this standoff could end as hundreds of thousands of workers brace for another missed paycheck and key federal programs will soon lapse completely. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Well, here's a live look this morning as we're kicking off our Tuesday here. Got some sunshine yesterday, a little bit of it. Hopefully going to have a little bit more today, it sounds like.
Yeah, going to have a little bit more, and so things are going to just be nice. Really, we've had some really good fall days so far this month, in between the torrential downpours. At least that's what it's felt like. It's, you know, it was so dry this summer. It's just it's been a little strange to have it rain all day like it did at times over the weekend. Temperatures right now, if you were joining us for the 5 a.m. hour, we were up into the 40s still in many areas. It's starting to really begin to cool off here now as we're past 6 a.m. So down to 39 in Coeur d'Alene, Spokane Valley. We're down to 38 at Spokane International, Spangle and Fairchild down into the upper 30s as well. Mid-30s around the north side of the Rathdrum Prairie, so we may start to see a little bit of frost in those areas, and we are down to freezing in Deer Park to get our day started. So even with it being a little bit milder, there's still some sheltered spots and some calm spots where we're getting down towards freezing. For this afternoon, hey, this is going to be nice. Up towards 60 degrees from Coeur d'Alene down I-90 to Post Falls, the Spokane Valley into the downtown area. West Plains, I expect us to only top out in the upper 50s. We'll see the north side of Spokane into Meade and into the 9 Mile area as well, up around 60 degrees. Spangle hitting 60 as well for this afternoon. For the middle of the day, 40s, moving through pretty quickly once the sun comes up. I think we'll see a pretty fast warm up both today and for the next couple of days here as well as we stay in a sunnier pattern. We'll end up in the 50s for the vast majority of the afternoon, and there you go. As we tend towards 3, 4 o'clock, we'll be in those upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. I think it's only going to be very brief if you hit 60 degrees in your neighborhood today. And yeah, those sunsets just keep getting earlier and earlier now. So that will put the cutoff there on the temperatures fairly quickly for your evening. Let's fast forward and show you that next storm system, which is going to bring us, even more rain. It's been a wet October so far, and there's more to come. Wet weather on Wednesday over on the west side. Not expecting any of that to get across. Maybe some showers in the North Cascades. That's about it. That is, we get into your Friday and early Saturday. The trend so far this week has been to push the rain a little bit further back on Friday, so we may be able to get away with not taking the raincoats out in the morning on Friday, but perhaps for evening activities, you may have to bring those out. Snow levels are going to be dropping throughout the storm system, and that will be something we have to watch for mountain passes on Sunday and Monday, and maybe a few of our towns along the U.S.-Canada border as well. After all, our high coming up next Monday on the backside of the storm, only 46. Oh. So you can imagine some of our border towns may only maybe struggling to get up to 40 degrees for a good portion of the day by next week. So, yeah.
The tides are turning.
We are progressing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Like it or not.
All right, well, enjoy the sunshine while we got it, because it sounds like it's going to be a weekend to stay inside.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, thanks. Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:21. The Seattle Mariners' miracle season came to an end last night in a heartbreaking fashion. We'll have highlights from Game 7 in Toronto. It's coming up next in Morning Sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series #1 is you.
BECU's free Shred and E-Cycle event is back. On October 25th, bring your sensitive documents you'd like to purge to the Spokane Arena and we'll shred them for free.
We'll also e-cycle laptops, TVs, and other electronic devices safely.
Consider bringing some cans of food or cash donations for our Shred Day partners Inland Northwest.
Let's clear the clutter and recycle responsibly
at BECU's Shred Day and E-Cycle event.
From 9 to 1, October 25th at the Spokane Arena.
Escape to Missisquoi Casino Hotel, just north of Spokane on Highway 395 near Chewelah. Enjoy the region's only non-smoking casino, featuring exciting ways to win, delicious food options, and a beautiful hotel to book your next getaway. Relax, rejuvenate, and discover more fun with our hotel amenities, including a sparkling pool, modern fitness center, and a convenient ski locker room designed for guests heading to the slopes. Plan your perfect staycation and book today at Missisquoi.com.
The purpose of a city council is to represent its residents, to improve community life, and to guide city operations for the benefit of its citizens. So, how's your Spokane City Council doing? Our elected officials have forbidden police to stop public camping on our streets. Kate Tellis is also against enforcement. But Alejandro is for stopping criminal activity on our streets while offering real help to those in need. So please, vote for Alejandro to restore our safety.
The very core of Shine 104.9 is sharing the gospel.
I was listening to 104.9 continuously. Seems like all the praise songs that came on were exactly at that moment what I needed.
The sun does come up, joy does come in the morning, and there's so many songs that Shine plays that reminds us of that.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series #1 is you.
And welcome to Good Morning Sports, folks. Last night for the M's, it was a night of highs, heartbreak, and history as the Mariners left it all on the field in Game 7. The Mariners came out swinging. Josh Naylor delivers an RBI to bring home Julio Rodriguez, getting the M's on the board early. And in the third, it was Julio Rodriguez again launching a solo shot out the park to put the M's back in front after the Blue Jays tied it up. Cal Raleigh followed that in the 5th with his own homer, and it was a moment that lit up the dugout. But in the 7th, the Blue Jays flipped it. A 3-run homer from George Springer gave them their first lead of the night. The M's kept pushing but could not find the spark. Although the Blue Jays get to celebrate advancing to the World Series, the Mariners played fearless and brought October baseball back to life in the Pacific Northwest. And well, here's your final score from Game 7 of the ALCS last night. The Mariners fell just short, 4-3, after battling till the end and made history along the way. And a big moment last night for the Seattle Kraken, although not because of the result, but because former Spokane Chiefs star Berkeley Catton made his NHL debut. He wasted no time in making an impact, picking up his first career point in just minutes into the game. Looking confident and delivered the Kraken's opening goal. It was so nice we had to show it twice. The Flyers did take control from there, scoring 4 unanswered, and that shifted the momentum for the remainder of the game. Well, the Kraken, despite the awesome debut from Berkeley Catton, fell to the Flyers for a final score of 5-2. They take on the Washington Capitals today at 4 p.m. And we'll have all the latest for you here at 4 News Now, but that's a wrap for sports this morning, folks.
Now, a tough day for Seattle sports, but the Seahawks last night trying to be the lone bright spot, taking on the Texans at Lumen Field. Zach Charbonnet gets into the zone early after a 5-play drive. Then we got Sam Darnold leading the offense with precision, connecting with JSN in the end zone, putting the Seahawks up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Then things get interesting in the third. The Hawks still up 17-6 when Sam Darnold loses the football on this sack, and the Texans recover the fumble for a touchdown, 17-12. But the Hawks stay tough. This 2-yard run by Zach Charbonnet helps put Seattle in front, 27-12. And they hang on for the 27-19 win. Seattle heads into the bye week with a 5-2 record, locked in a 3-way tie for the NFC West. Their next game is in D.C. against the Commanders. It's going to be a little bit, though. We got until November 2nd. Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:26. Gonzaga campus homes find some new life instead of facing demolition. How the move is benefiting both the university and the South Hill community. That's next. Plus, we're following new information out of Atlanta this morning where police say they stopped a man from shooting up the airport. Hannah Joy has what we know on this almost scary situation. That's next. And before we go to a break, here's a first look of what's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, getting justice.
It felt really good to be able to look him in the eyes and tell him what he did to me.
This morning, 30-year-old Shannon Keeler speaking out after a nearly 12-year odyssey, confronting the man who confessed to sexually assaulting her in a Facebook message at his sentencing Monday.
Both sides recommended 4 to 8 years.
Yeah.
And it was 2 to 4.
It definitely was shorter than we expected and less than I think he deserved. But you know what? He's going to jail and he's going to have the label of a sexual predator for the rest of his life, and that's accountability and that's justice. And for that, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I'm relieved and I'm lucky.
And coming up at 7 a.m., what she had to say when she finally faced her attacker in court. With your GMA First Look, I'm Juju Chang, ABC News, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi. I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi helped visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And with Skyrizi, many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 3 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Now's the time to take control of your Crohn's. Control is everything to me. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Summit Cancer Center.
Out here, no one hands you anything. Every chore, every acre, every paycheck, you've earned it all. So, your finances should work as hard as you do. Ascend checking from P1FCU can earn you 3.5% APY with no monthly fees, no gimmicks, just rewards for the work that you're already doing. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Hey everyone, it's Zap from Mainstream Home Services. Just $25. That's all it takes to get your furnace tuned up by Mainstream's licensed pros. What a Zap-tastic deal. Restore your furnace to factory fresh condition and stay warm all winter. We're open every day and honest every time. Give us a call at 866-411-ZAP. Mainstream. Solutions, not surprises.
Today through this Monday, if you're hunting for the best selection of sporty used trucks and four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive SUVs,
we got them, and we are pricing them right to move them out.
Which means it's the perfect time to upgrade your vehicle to a better set of wheels before the winter months arrive. Bag a truck and save $1. Plus, this week, Cal is offering a minimum $2,000 trade-in for your old ride.
You want it? Cal's got it.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest. Thanks for joining us. I'm Natalie Grant. Robin has the morning off. Welcome to your Tuesday. It is October 21st. We're going to start things off this half hour with meteorologist Matt Gray, taking a live look outside this morning as we kick off our day. Good morning, Matt.
Yeah, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We are starting now to cool off more substantially into the 30s. If you were with us in the 5 a.m. hour, we were still hovering around 40 degrees in the Spokane area. Not so much anymore. I figure we'll likely end up back in the mid-30s, just like we were yesterday with how things are cooling off. And we still got plenty of time to cool things off before the sun comes up in right around 7:15-ish or so. 38 in Spokane right now. It's 36 in Coeur d'Alene. We'll see a decent amount of sunshine throughout the day today and see warmer temperatures. Expect most of our afternoon to be in the middle and upper 50s. And a lot of us have a chance to hit 60 degrees today. If you don't, you're going to be right up in that area or very, very close to it. And if you don't hit it today, very good chance that you hit it tomorrow. So we got a bit of a warming trend going on around the inland Northwest, at least for the next couple of days. We'll start to cool off again a little on Thursday, but really the transitional day for our weather is going to be Friday with some big changes coming for the weekend with more cool and wet conditions that I'm tracking for you coming up in my full forecast.
We are following breaking news. Police say they stopped what could have been a mass shooting at the Atlanta airport. Overnight, authorities released this mugshot of 36-year-old Billy Cagle. He's accused of threatening to shoot dozens of people inside Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Here you can see Cagle walking through the terminal. Police say his rifle was kept in his truck outside, and they noticed he started acting strange watching the TSA check-in area. Minutes later, his family called police saying he'd been making threats to shoot up the airport.
Today, briefing you on a success and not a tragedy, because a family saw something and said something.
Police arrested Cagle and found the rifle in his truck. Officers say he's not allowed to have a gun, and they're now looking into how he got it. Cagle is in jail facing multiple charges. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks. Well, nearly 1 million people in Washington state could lose their food stamps or SNAP benefits if the government shutdown continues into next month. Food stamps are only funded through the end of October. Local food banks say they are seeing triple the amount of households relying on food banks compared to 2 years ago. One woman who relies on food banks is worried that she won't be able to feed her 5 kids without food stamps, even though she has a job.
If you know someone that's struggling, put a food box together yourself if you can. If you can't give, volunteer time. Even letting people know about the resources in the community.
Caritas Food Bank says around 75% of the people it serves are on food stamps or other food assistance programs. An Idaho Fish and Game hatchery truck rolled over on Highway 8 yesterday. In this picture, you can see the truck on its side after the driver lost control near Beauville, east of Moscow. That driver has injuries that were minor, but all 3,000 rainbow trout that were on board the truck did die in this. They were on their way to the Elk Creek Reservoir. Fish and Game says it'll adjust its stocking efforts across the Clearwater region to ensure that the reservoir gets stocked for this fall. Well, 2 historic homes are about to get a new address. The first home moved from Gonzaga's campus up to the South Hill neighborhood this past weekend, but it did encounter a little hiccup on the way. Take a look at this. On the night of the move, neighbor Carol McVictor caught the moving process on camera, including when the home got stuck on a median on Freya Street. McVictor says that the last few months have been a little noisy and dusty as Spokane House Moving has relocated homes from Gonzaga's campus, but she says watching the process has been worth the inconvenience.
I looked out and it was coming up the street, and it was so exciting, you know, to just see a house in the middle of the street.
Townhomes were originally planned for the neighborhood's natural area. Victor says that these homes will be a better fit for the area than a multi-story development. The second home is scheduled to be moved in just a few weeks. That would be a sight to see at about 4 o'clock in the morning, a house just moving down the street. Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:35. You look at sky cams all morning, Matt. Any homes on the move this morning?
No homes on the move, but I'll tell you if I run into one on our commute here.
You let me know.
Why are you late? Oh, I'm going to run into a house this morning. It's fine.
Happens.
It's fine. Starting to see some temperatures down towards freezing in some of our northern valleys. Colville, the Methow Valley here this morning after we were being pretty mild here a little earlier this morning, but you know, that's how things go, especially with these later sunrises we're seeing. Waiting for the sun to come up. We'll tell you how your daylight hours are gonna go coming up on my forecast.
And still to come here on Good Morning Northwest, Inland Imaging breaks ground on a facility that puts all breast health services under one roof. The game-changing center that's coming to the Inland Northwest. It's next. Plus, Halloween is just 10 days away now. Are you ready for it? Well, candy prices have doubled this year. The smart shopping tricks to save money on treats. That's coming up.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
Celebrating 80 years in business with discounts for the decades. Up to 80% off store-wide and new furniture collections. The Tin Roof, locally owned, locally loved since 1945.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0% APR plus no monthly payments until next year on select Sierra 1500 models.
ShopDaveSmith.com.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Kyle with Bill's Heating, here to take a look at your furnace.
I thought you guys were teamed up with Gonzaga. Where's the basketball player?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. We do have Davis Fogel on standby.
Standby?
Oh, yeah. Whenever one of us needs him, we just shout his name.
What?
Watch.
Whoa, it's like magic.
Actually, he just made me wait around the corner.
Exactly. It's magic.
Call Bill's Heating and AC today.
My father's spirit, all is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come. Till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise. Though all the earth overwhelm to many times.
Jen loved her Gain flings. Then Brad showed up with Gain rinse and beads. When they mixed their scents, they discovered they were scent mates. Smells like it's gonna last. Mix, match, more happy with Gain.
Celebrating 80 years in business with discounts for the decades. Up to 80% off store-wide and new furniture collections. The Tin Roof, locally owned, locally loved since 1945.
4 News Now anchor team, not just in the newsroom, but in the community. We're doing the work, listening to you, asking questions, and getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe. It's what we mean when we say, expect more on 4 News Now.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:39. Inland Imaging has begun construction on what will be Eastern Washington's first comprehensive breast health center. The facility will offer mammography, ultrasounds, biopsies, and genetic testing all under one roof. And on their site, radiologists, it says that radiologists will perform same-day results. They say their wellness-focused design will offer soft lighting and a quiet consultation room, a place to help reduce patient anxiety. The center will be open in September of next year in downtown Spokane. Well, the maker of Tylenol is pushing back on a proposed change to the product's safety label. Kenvue says that the FDA should not change Tylenol's label to reflect possible connections between the use during pregnancy and diagnosis of autism in children. The company stated the revisions would be arbitrary and contrary to law. The statement comes after President Donald Trump encouraged pregnant women to stop taking acetaminophen last month. He said this without evidence, Trump claiming acetaminophen is linked to autism.
It's time to plan your day. Temperatures are now falling into the 30s, so might be a little bit of frost in the windshield, a little misty out there as well down in some of the river bottoms where we're going to see a little bit of fog develop. For this afternoon, sunny, mild conditions. Temperatures trying to make a run at 60 degrees, and we'll see some clear and cool conditions this evening as our nice stretch of weather lasts for at least one more day.
Well, Halloween now is just about 10 days away, and if you're looking for some ways to save money for the holiday, shopping experts have some tricks. According to Wells Fargo, prices of cocoa have now doubled since 2024, raising the prices of candy. So if you can, choose a non-chocolate option, which in my opinion are the better options, or hold out on buying candy until you're closer to the 31st.
The longer you wait, the better you're going to do on price, because retailers will be looking to clear that merchandise out. Anything holiday themed, specifically for Halloween, they're going to be wanting to move that merchandise.
And when it comes to costumes, you can consider buying a secondhand one from your local Goodwill or thrift shop, or you can get creative and make a costume with pieces that you already have at home. 10 days, people. The countdown is on. Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:41. Florida police say many of their child predator investigations lead back to Roblox. Now they're demanding answers from the gaming company. The latest developments. That's coming up next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Liberty Safes are the best safes money can buy. And now save up to $500 on select models at Wing Sales. Choose from the largest selection of Liberty Safes. Free curbside delivery. Wing Sales, safe stoves and more. Trent and Freya, sale going on now.
Escape to Mistaqua Casino Hotel, just north of Spokane on Highway 395 near Chewelah. Enjoy the region's only non-smoking casino, featuring exciting ways to win, delicious food options, and a beautiful hotel to book your next getaway. Relax, rejuvenate, and discover more fun with our hotel amenities, including a sparkling pool, modern fitness center, and a convenient ski locker room designed for guests heading to the slopes. Plan your perfect staycation and book today at Mistaqua.com.
Very dry, tight, sensitive skin? Relieve it in 60 seconds with Aveeno Skin Relief. With soothing triple oat complex, clinically proven to restore skin's moisture barrier for 72-hour hydration. Aveeno.
Eastern Washington University is now the region's polytechnic. And that means we don't do things like everyone else. We put hands-on learning at the forefront of everything we do. Our Polytechnic plays trumpet, learns applied ethics, and studies humanities and education. It powers the research centers that give our STEM graduates an edge in the workforce. We are your Eastern Washington University, the region's Polytechnic.
Touchdown on savings at George Key Kia Spokane. We're clearing out all new 2025 Kias at huge discounts to make room for the new 2026 Kias on the way. Shop over 350 new Kias and score big. Locally owned, family operated, always exceeding your expectations with unbeatable deals and exceptional customer service. Don't miss this chance to save. Visit George Key Kia Spokane off I-90 and Liberty Lake, or shop anytime at SpokaneKia.com.
Attention high school sports fans. Your school could be featured on 4 News Now Game of the Week. Go to KXLY.com. Vote for your favorite game, and your team could be the featured game on Friday Night Sports Extra. 4 News Now Game of the Week. Brought to you by BECU. Liberty Safes are the best safes money can buy. And now save up to $500 on select models at Wing Sales. Choose from the largest selection of Liberty Safes. Free curbside delivery. Wing Sales, safe stoves and more. Trent and Freya, sale going on now. 4 News Now is brought to you by Wendell Motors.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:44. There's a new scrutiny this morning on a popular gaming platform, Roblox, when it comes to children's safety. ABC's Mo Leahy has that story.
This morning, Florida's Attorney General is issuing criminal subpoenas against Roblox, the popular online gaming company, citing alleged abuse of children by online predators.
Companies like Roblox have become breeding grounds for predators to get to and have access to our kids.
The Attorney General claims the platform does not properly verify the age of users and fails to moderate explicit content, claiming his office has arrested more than 1,000 child predators this year. And many of those investigations, he says, have led back to Roblox.
These criminal subpoenas will enable us to gather more information for our prosecutors about the criminal activity taking place on Roblox platform.
Roblox says it's added extra protections for young users with more rules around messaging, saying it prohibits sharing images and videos in chat, uses filters to block the exchange of personal information, and is implementing age estimation for users.
We take every case of harm extremely seriously. Any platform of our size, it draws bad actors, and our job is to do the best that we possibly can to prevent anything from happening on our platform.
The company is facing mounting scrutiny, including from the family of 15-year-old Ethan Dallas. They filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Roblox, claiming it failed to protect their son from a sexual predator, leading to his suicide. Roblox saying it's deeply saddened by his death, but says it cannot comment on the ongoing litigation.
Mo Leahy, ABC News, New York.
Our new true crime streaming series, 509's Most Notorious Crimes, has another episode coming out this week. Hear about the story of Tom DiBartolo, who killed his wife at Lincoln Park back in 1998. We'll talk about how he lied to the public, claiming she was killed by strangers, and the road that law enforcement took to ultimately get the man convicted. It's coming up Wednesday at 7 p.m. Now, you can watch the whole thing in our streaming app, KXLY+. All you got to do is download the app to any smart TV. Well, here's a live look at the start to our morning here at the Kisa Pavilion. As you can see, the sign says right out front there, looking gorgeous to start our day. Seeing a little bit of daylight start to creep up on the horizon line there.
It's starting, finally, eventually.
Yeah. We got a nice day today, though, ahead of us.
Yeah, nice looking day ahead of us here as we get another decent break in between weather systems. And
appreciate it.
I tell you what, it's been a little soggy now this October with that rain that came in over the weekend. Some of the wettest weather we saw or we have seen all this year, which I guess not that hard considering how dry everything was over the summer. Let's take a look, right? So over the weekend, 0.84 inches of rain fell officially in Spokane. That is the highest two-day total of 2025. 0.54 of that came on Sunday. That's the second highest daily total this year. There was a day in February where we got just a little bit more than that for a one-day total. But yeah, nice to see some good rain falling in the inland Northwest, and there is more on the way. So this is what you got to be planning for here. We have one little system that tries to push in on Wednesday, but it's not going to do much. Maybe a couple of showers in the North Cascades on Wednesday and a few more clouds. That's it. Instead, we're going to be looking for Friday. It's going to be sometime at this point, I think late Friday, that we're going to start to see some rain begin to work into the inland Northwest. So any plans for Friday evening, you want to have a raincoat handy. And as we head through Saturday and Sunday, then things get even soggier as the heart of this system pushes into the PNW. We'll also see much cooler air running in behind this. And so starting Sunday morning and then especially Monday morning and through the day Sunday, you can see these areas in blue signifying snow. We're going to be looking at snow on our mountain passes, and we're going to have to watch for that. I'll keep you updated as the week goes on there, but just something to keep in mind if you got any travel plans over the weekend. Might run into some mountain snow. Right now, sun coming up, high clouds over our region. Not added too much to it. Should be big for a pretty looking sunrise. 38 degrees right now here in Spokane. We were in the 40s for most of the morning, but watching a couple of low cloud areas around places like Orofino and across North Idaho try to keep themselves going. Looks like they're moving out fairly quickly. Some of this, though, is a little bit of fog in this blue color from Newport into the Cusick area and up north towards Blue Slide. and then around Coolin as well in the south side of Priest Lake. We are seeing a little bit of that fog. Here's what we got for this afternoon. Upper 50s and low 60s. 60 in Coeur d'Alene, 68 in the LC Valley. Will be in the low 60s across much of eastern Washington with mid 50s in the northern panhandle. The trend in our weather is to keep getting warmer, at least for another day. Wednesday, I think almost everybody will be in the low 60s of some variety. We'll cool off just a little Thursday into Friday, and then the bottom drops out with that storm system coming in for the weekend. We'll be struggling to get out of the mid 40s both Sunday and Monday, and it's going to be soggy, so you better be prepared for that when it shows up.
Yikes. Unfortunately, it's just all these weekends that you want to get out and kind of have those fall plans, pumpkin picking, all that kind of stuff.
The timing has been rather poor, and you know, we get into this where it's 2 or 3 weeks where the rain kind of shows up at the same day every week. It just happens to be on the weekend right now.
Hate to see it, but I know we need the rain. Matt, thanks. Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:50. Your morning sprint is coming next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Orchard Crest Retirement and Assisted Living.
Here in the Northwest, no matter the season, adventure's calling. Coeur d'Alene Nissan has a truck for all 4 seasons. The Nissan Frontier is built for every challenge, from snow-covered roads to rainy days and everything in between. With a 310 horsepower V6 engine that comes standard, you have no trouble getting to the top of the ski hill or towing that boat to that favorite fishing hole. Come see why the Nissan Frontier outperforms the competition in every season. Nice trucks, nice people. Give us a try. Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
You would never go years without changing your oil. Did you know not maintaining your water heater can cause serious issues? Sediment can reduce efficiency, causing higher energy bills, leaks, and water heater failure. Sediment also causes bacteria that impacts water quality. An annual flush is the best defense against costly damage to your home, health, and wallet. Right now, Gold Seal Plumbing is offering an $89 water heater flush to keep your home and family safe and worry-free. So call Gold Seal Plumbing today. We're on our way.
The purpose of a city council is to represent its residents, to improve community life, and to guide city operations for the benefit of its citizens. So, how's your Spokane City Council doing? Our elected officials have forbidden police to stop public camping on our streets. Kate Tellis is also against enforcement. But Alejandro is for stopping criminal activity on our streets while offering real help to those in need. So please, vote for Alejandro to restore our safety.
Maybe your home project is possible. And maybe those unexpected bills are more manageable than you think. Maybe investing in your business is the right move right now. Because BECU is making it easier with reduced rates on loans for a limited time. So maybe all you need is a financial partner whose goal is to help you reach yours. Check today's rates at becu.org/great rates.
It's all-wheel drive season this week at Findlay Honda Spokane, where we are taking our top-rated CRVs, HRVs, and Honda Pilots and Ridgeline trucks and marking them down.
Save up to $2,800 on CRVs.
And save up to $3,000 on Ridgeline trucks.
And save up to $3,999 on Honda Pilots.
It's the perfect time to trade up to a better set of wheels before the winter months arrive. This week at Findlay Honda Spokane.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:53, and it's time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday in the morning sprint. We are starting off with a little bit of patchy fog this morning, but sunshine will break through a little later. Meteorologist Matt Gray has a look at your forecast. Hannah Joy live in studio this morning with details on Vice President J.D. Vance touching down in Israel to save the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. But first, a woman says her brother would still be alive today if not for the failures of the Spokane court system. Court documents say 32-year-old Andre Moore stalked Derek Schaefer and planned to ambush him. Yesterday, Moore was in court facing charges for Schaefer's murder when Schaefer's sister made her statement. Court documents say Andre Moore and Derek Schaefer knew each other. Prosecutors brought up Moore's long criminal history in court. Investigators say Moore is, quote, a known downtown criminal. He's being held on $1 million bond and will be back in court on Thursday.
In your forecast, looking like we're set for a pretty beautiful afternoon as we go on a short warming trend for a couple of days here in the inland Northwest. We'll see that sun come out and it'll be quite nice with temperatures in the 40s in the late morning. It will be in the 50s for the majority of the afternoon. Could even hit 60 degrees in more than a few neighborhoods around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene for the second half of the day. Calm winds will be back down into the 30s tonight.
Continuing coverage this morning on a crime scene we told you about Friday in the Logan neighborhood near Gonzaga. Spokane police now say a man was shot and killed that night. According to SPD, they found a man with a gunshot wound around 7 p.m. He was then taken to a local hospital, but died from his injuries. Police have not identified any arrests or any suspects in connection to the shooting. If you have any information, call Crime Check. That number's on your screen here. It's 509-456-2233. Gonzaga Prep calls an alley next to campus its biggest safety threat to students. The school is now demanding that the city close the pathway that runs along the west side of campus between Euclid and Cleveland. The area contains graffiti, drug foil, empty liquor bottles, broken glass, and human waste. City staff formally introduced the vacation request at a public meeting yesterday. Spokane police support this closure, saying to the school that it's likely the only solution. If the city vacates the street and makes it private, police could then enforce trespassing laws. 2 historic homes are about to get a new address. The first home moved from Gonzaga's campus to the South Hill neighborhood over the weekend, but it didn't counter a little hiccup on the way. On the night of the move, neighbor Carol McVictor caught the moving process on camera, including when the home got stuck on a median on Freya Street. McVictor says the last few months have been noisy and dusty, but she says watching the process has been worth the inconvenience. A second house is scheduled to be moved in just a few weeks. The last of the donations collected through our Hope for Kids hygiene drive have now been delivered. The drive, organized by 4 News Now, Numerica Credit Union, and Project Beauty Share, collected $500,000 worth of deodorant, shampoo, toothpaste, and other basic items. The products will now help thousands of students who lack access to these hygiene necessities. Spokane Public Schools received their donations yesterday.
We are following breaking news. Vice President J.D. Vance has touched down in Israel. He's set to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other leaders as the U.S. tries to keep the ceasefire deal from falling apart. Vance plans to stay until Thursday, and he'll be holding a press conference while he's there. Israel says it identified the body of one hostage who was released overnight and accuses Hamas of breaking the deal. To keep the peace, Vice President J.D. Vance is set to speak on the issue in the next few hours. For updates on how the U.S. plans to help save the ceasefire deal, tune in to Good Morning America.
Nearly 1 million people in Washington state could lose their food stamps or SNAP benefits if the government shutdown continues into next month. Food stamps are only funded through the end of October. Local food banks say that they're seeing triple the amount of households relying on food banks right now compared to 2 years ago. One woman who relies on food banks is worried that she won't be able to feed her 5 kids without food stamps, even though she has a job. Well, just 2 weeks from today, Spokane voters are going to be asked to vote on a $240 million levy to support and renovate our local parks. This week, we are going in depth about this part of the Together Spokane initiative, and we're asking what you want to know as you make your decision. Head to the 4 News Now Facebook page right now, and there's a post there where you can ask your questions about the park levy in the comments, or you can send us an email with your questions at news4@kxly.com, and we'll be answering those questions all week long. We'll be back with a final check of our weather with meteorologist Matt Gray. Wow, take a gorgeous look at the start to our day here. That's coming right back after this break.
This is your community, and your stories deserve to be heard. At 4 News Now, we're here to listen, connect, and bring you the news that truly matters. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Thank you.
I got this.
Thanks. I'm Alex.
I'm Jade.
Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Returning to Spokane. Visit BroadwaySpokane.com today for tickets.
The sheets are wet again, the smell is so stuck. And why do all that shine to make me say yeah?
Downy Rinse fights stubborn odors in just one wash.
We're in
anniversary from McVeigh Brothers. This month, if you'd like to upgrade your home with some new Coeur d'Alene windows or maybe a new roof, we're offering an anniversary special. Or no money down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 6 months. From McVeigh Brothers.
And a little bit of a pink glow to the sky here as the sun comes up on this Tuesday morning over Spokane, or at least it's going to come up here in a few minutes. Temperatures stay in the upper 50s, low 60s, lots of sunshine. Same goes for Wednesday, just a little bit warmer. We'll start to see some cloudiness late Wednesday and then into Thursday ahead of the big change coming for the weekend. Much cooler temperatures, mountain snow, and quite a bit of valley rain as this wet October continues.
Well, thanks so much for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Northwest. We sure appreciate you being here. We'll see you throughout the day here on 4 News Now. But now we got some GMA. It starts right now.